The Liberty Disc Golf team has been off to a hot start this season, and they are hoping to keep it going as they prepare for their home national qualifier. The team is hoping to continue to build off of the momentum that they have had over the past few years that led to the program finishing a program high 7th in the nation last season.
Yeah, it's exciting. This is our 6th season. Last year being a top 10 team, finishing 7th overall in the country was amazing. We had a great caliber of guys competing who had been competing for a long time, so that's hard to build in, so we have to kind of restart and to build that back. So the nice thing is I've got some of them out here helping and teaching and kind of reinforcing some of the skill sets into the newer guys. Some of my freshmen who played really well last year are back and eager this year to be really excited, so we might have another 3-4 years with them that is going to really boost the program and keep us hopefully at the top of that mark for the whole season.
I mean, disc golf, it's not really that big sport that everyone comes out and want to watch. We don't really have lots of people that follow. Most people are like, what, disc golf? That's a sport? Like, what is that? But we're really proud of the publicity that we've gotten with it. Lots of people are playing our courses. The program started off really small, and with coaches' guidance and leadership, we've grown it huge.
Just because we've had so much experience now, I believe this is our 6th year going into the program, just the continuous trend upwards. Just taking those past experiences and moving those and putting those to mind when we practice and knowing what we need to practice each day.
I think it's really the nice thing about as we've grown and the expectations have been to just get to nationals. That was one of the biggest things, make it to nationals. And so over the last few years, we've had that pressure off to where we can focus on things, the skill sets, the learning, the teaching, all those things have been a part of the game to be able to teach them that, as well as take some of that pressure off. So when they get into those settings, they're not feeling like, okay, we've got to do this to get to nationals. We're there already. So when we go to those bigger tournaments like we went to last year in Clemson and competed against a lot of schools that were number 1, number 2, number 3, they knew where they were. They knew how hard they had to come back and work. And so that's been the nice thing is to take that pressure off, but yet have the guys realize that it's there for you to build with it and to grow with it. So it's really a long season. We go from September to April. So when we have our tryouts in September, we roll right into October, and we're working hard to get ready for that qualifier. If we've got a lot of new guys, we're teaching them basic skills. We're also just getting them in the mindset of what it's like to compete. A lot of these guys have never competed on that stage before, and so that gives us a lot of time, but it's hard because then we get into Thanksgiving, exams, a long Christmas break. So we're scheduling tournaments for them if they're going home. A lot of guys live close enough here that they get involved with some of the local tournaments that we're involved with here, just to kind of keep that familiarity going. So it could be snowing, raining. We've got to be out there competing at all levels because it has rained quite a few times at nationals. So when it rains here at practice, we practice. And so the guys kind of get used to that as well. So, but it is nice to have that time to get the practice in, get some tournaments in, and then really once spring comes in, we're in full mode getting ready for nationals.
Even though the Flames have a long season ahead of them, they are expecting to continue to build off of last year's program best finish, and they are hoping to kick that off by winning the Flames' first national qualifier that they host each season, Liberty's Flamethrower Championships, an event that the Flames have had success in over the last few seasons.
We have set the bar kind of high for ourselves, and even as a team, we set goals for ourselves and talk about things that we want to accomplish this year. Last year, our goal was to have some team members, qualify and earn the All-American status, and we had 3 team members do that as well. It's kind of instilling in the younger group to kind of what to look for, what to expect. But it is, as we've moved through the levels of, starting in the 30s to the teams to now in the top 10, it is. I mean, our next step here is we've got to win. That's on our radar. We want to win a national championship. I think we've got a great team. We've got a few guys returning. We did lose a couple guys that are now playing and competing in the pro circuit, so we did lose a little bit, but my hopes are still high that we're going to finish pretty high this year.
I have very high expectations. We have 3 of the 4 guys that were on that 7th place team returning. So other than filling that last spot, which we have a guy that's coming in, he's really shown just how well he can do and just how well he's done in the past at his open tournaments. So I have very high expectations. I could see us finishing just as high or even higher this year.
We have a great lineup. We're excited for the Flamethrower. That's really soon. We're excited for nationals and all the tournaments in between. As I'm really confident that we're going to be really good.
So we have been blessed to host a national collegiate qualifier again this year. This is our 5th year doing so, and so we have 2 spots that we give away to the winners that earn their spot into nationals. So for us, it's a big platform in which our guys are going to compete against top competition. Obviously, we're on our home courses, so we expect to do well because they practice on them all the time, bringing other schools in. They are tougher courses throughout the country that really kids don't face. And so we have that kind of advantage already from the beginning, but they do love the environment that we're in.
There's not a strong representation in this region of the disc golf, or of national collegiate disc golf, so we just invite a lot of teams. Of course, North Carolina teams, Elizabethtown, I believe, is another team that's already registered.
We're really deep. I know that in the past we've done really, really well. So this year I have great expectations for our team as a whole. Where most teams may have their championship flight and their first flight be really good, and then the other two flights not be as good. We were so deep. We have all of our flights that are really going to put forth great effort. It's going to be different than last year because we just moved all the pin locations on the East Campus. That's going to be really interesting.
So it's been neat to have that here at Liberty and the practice facilities for us to be ready for that caliber of a tournament and to show well and to do well there. Yeah, I think in the 5 years we've won it 3 times and finished second in the other times. So it's been really good to be competitive that way. And it gives these guys a good competition against guys their own age. NC State coming in the last few years, they've always been ranked a little bit above us. So it's something that we're looking forward ahead of us of that's where we've got to be. That's where we want to move to in progression. And so it has been neat to be at that level, but to travel to some other schools and compete at their qualifiers as well is what we try and do in the off season before we really gear up in the spring for nationals.